Hello to all you beautiful people out there. Regnilla over here bringing you the next episode of Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. For today's episode, we are finally taking on the first urgent quest of the game, which is the Arzuros that we met back in the Harbinger of Terror. Now, at this stage in the game, it's recommended that you either have a slightly better armor or at the very least a better weapon. It's not going to be the end of the world, but you know, whatever gives you an edge. You can upgrade a little bit, assuming that you get lucky with the materials, so like at the farm, the mining spot, or just out in the field. Now, something else to keep in mind before we get started is that if we go over to our equipment, or specifically let's go to the status menu, it should be here. So here is my armor and my weapon, and more importantly, the skills that I have. So every armor piece has a set amount of skill points for a particular skill. If you get enough of these skill points, you will get access to the skill. So in this case, the Yukumo armor set has the Spirit's Whim and Divine Blessing. So this set is pretty good for, trying to survive a blow from a monster, because Divine Blessing will give you a chance of reducing damage from a monster. So great stuff. Now, weapons and armor can also have slots. So if you're looking at the right side of the screen, you will find 3 circles. Each of these are slots that can be used to hold a decoration, and decorations give you a certain number of skill points. So, those are just a few things to keep in mind before you head out into a quest. What sort of armor set you're using, the sort of resistances. So if you look over to the right hand side, you will see the resistances at the bottom. And let's see, I would be very good against a thunder based monster, but pretty neutral against everything else. So, just a few things to keep in mind before going out on a quest. Now, if you've been following along since Freedom Unite, this is nothing new to you, but if you're new to the series, these are just a few things to keep in mind. So let's go out and kill us a, blue bear, even though it's more reminiscent of a honey badger, of all things. So, honey badger / bear. And we're going to have access to a couple new items. So these are tranquilizers and an easy shock trap. Now, with the exception of the tranq items, you won't be able to take the new items with you when you're complete with a quest. So specifically the shock trap. The shock trap is a supply item, and unfortunately you cannot take supply items. Traps are awesome. They are fundamental for being able to capture a monster, as well as just, make sure they hold still. That way you can get a few whacks in on them. Now, something to keep in mind with hunting quests is that it's not just about killing the monster. You can also capture it too. That's why you're given a trap and tranq bombs. However, in the case of hunting quests, it's just not mandatory. But there are capture-based quests as well, and those require the monster to be alive. So in this case, I'm out for blood. I want this guy. I want him to be broken into many pieces, and then he will have my permission to die. And so he has noticed me, and now I'm going to be on the attack. And so this is why you want to have good weapons and armor. That way you can survive your first large monster fight. Now, again, if you haven't gone out of your way to upgrade anything, then it's not the end of the world. It'll just make this quest take a little bit longer. But this guy is not very hard, but he is a test on your ability to use your weapon. So that is something to definitely keep in mind. So the Arzuros' claws are the main thing to be concerned about. If they hit you, it's gonna hurt. And he has a swiping attack as well as that bear hug that you're seeing there. And those are pretty much his most dangerous attacks. And now, he was doing the animation for going into rage mode. Now I expect this quest to be very quick, so I don't think I'm gonna have too much time to talk about it. But rage mode for a monster basically means that they are getting mad, they're sick of your shit, and they're going to start hitting a lot harder and a lot faster. So watch out for when a monster goes into rage mode. one of the key tells of a monster in rage mode is that part of their color might change, or they will start spewing some sort of smoke. In the case of the Arzuros, it is that sort of mist that is coming out of his mouth. So just gonna kind of let him do his thing, make sure that he gets all his temper and aggression out, and then I move in for the kill. Now, all monsters have a weak point as well. Some even have multiple weak points. In the case of the Arzuros, I believe there are 2. His rear is definitely a weak point, and his face. Now, he also has a strong point, and the only point of his body that is in fact breakable, which are the wrists. So, if you break a monster's body part, then you will get extra rewards. And some, in order to get some of the better rewards, require that specific body parts are broken. Alright, and looks like, wow, he's barely done anything to me, but now it's just going to be me and him. But not for very long, because look at that, how he's walking. He is limping away. He is not feeling well. He doesn't feel so good, Mr. Stark. And now he is going to try to find a place to rest. Now, if he rests, he will regain some health at a kind of a slow rate, but for the most part, he is ready to be either captured or killed. In this case, I want him dead. I want to do a full-style Mafia hit on this guy. You got to be whacked. So, just take a few chunks out of him, and let's see. I want him, ideally, to get into a trap. That way I can showcase the trap. But in order to do that, I have to make sure that he's kind of standing still. Oh, yes, got him. I had to take a hit, but it was worth it. So when he's in a shock trap, he's going to be stunned for a while, and that leaves him either free to be captured or take a few extra hits. Now he's back to being mad. Oh, he is mad. But if you hit his legs or his rump enough times, he will fall over and you will have even more hits that you can get in. So there we go. Pretty easy fight, but if you are not practicing with your weapon, then you are going to have a hard time with this guy. And so his skin and his body parts will be used to make better armor as well as weapons, and then the hunt can continue with even larger and more serious monsters. So this guy was your baseline introduction to large monsters, and so long as you're practicing, you shouldn't have too difficult of a time, but don't underestimate him, otherwise he can catch you off guard and knock you out. Alright, so that was the Blue Bear Arzuros quest. So this is, this is going to be the beginning of a long journey for us. But that's going to do it for me and this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're interested in any of my other content, be sure to hit on an annotation that'll be featured at the end of this video, so you could check out more of my stuff, including for Unite, if you want to see what really bad hitboxes look like. But until next time, take care, people.